Good afternoon, everybody. Today, I want to speak to you regarding the 5 secret, or maybe not so secret, habits of sustained weight loss. And I created an ebook, which you can get for free if you click the link below, somewhere around here. I'll put the link, and there's a code there as well you can use to get it for free, which will basically go into deeper depth on what I'm going to share with you today about the 5 habits. Well, they're not so secret, but they are so secret because so many people don't do them, of weight loss. So let's just kind of jump right in, shall we? Number one, I think, is really the importance to understand that we have to have our mindset correct, right? So we really need to think about stopping mindless eating and moving to mindful eating. And I know many of you have certainly heard me speak about this before and how important the mindset is, but it really can set you up for failure or it can set you up for success in the beginning if you get your mindset right, especially when you understand that this is a journey and that there will be many successful days, but there will also be many days of failure. But I hate the word failure. Instead, I think you should frame it. Really is the framing, how you change and talk to yourself, which is again one of those steps. Um, these are learning opportunities. This is going to allow me to accelerate my success by learning from the obstacles. Really important to have that positive mindset. All right, so moving forward, number one is mindful eating. If you hear scratching, by the way, Daisy's just scratching. I want to go out on the porch again for the 5th time today to look at the hummingbirds. Okay, getting back to mindful eating. Really understanding mindful eating is key, right? So I think so many people think of it as driving, right? You get from point A to B and you forget how you got there. Maybe you go from going from the cabinet to finishing, a bag of chips or a bag of cookies or a bowl or a big old bucket full of popcorn at the movies. You're like, how did this happen? First, how did it show up in my hands? And then how did it disappear so quickly? Right? So this is what we describe as the mindless eating. So we want to incorporate mindful eating. So just a few practical tips for doing that. One is start with a single meal and utilize the opposite hand of what you typically eat with. So if you're a right hand gulper, become a left-handed slow downer, or someone who just kind of gently moves through their meal versus trying to rush through it. And I think another really helpful practical tip on that front is engage all your senses, right? Really think about being present while you're eating. Literally, Daisy's here sniffing me right now. Daisy, you want to come here? No? Okay. You probably hear her clicking around, but basically it's amazing if you imagine and utilizing all your senses, kind of like Daisy, right? When I think about Daisy, when she eats, she hears the moment I open her food. Like she hears that rustling of the package. She's like, ears, radars, right? So she's present because she's like, something's going on here that I need to pay attention to. I'm certain she's salivating. You may salivate too over the something that you want to eat. And next, she rushes in, right? She's super excited. So she sees the food. We see the food. Think about the visual components of your meals, how beautiful a whole food plant-based diet is, the colors, the textures, what you're noticing. And this dog sniffs. We call them little sniffafaris. So if we can become mindful like a dog, like Daisy, and sniff and enjoy her, like you can hear her sniffing the whole time she's eating. She sniffs it, she takes a bite, she sniffs it. I'm not saying you have to eat like a dog, but enjoying the aroma and, again, the visual journey of eating your food, thinking about where that food came from to be in front of you is an amazing thought in of itself. And then, of course, there's the taste and texture. Really enjoying the taste, savoring it and chewing it, and not just gulping it down and thinking, oh, I got to get this done so I can move on to the next thing. Slow down, give yourself space to eat and digest. You will eat less if you slow down. That alone will help you lose weight if you're struggling, because you're giving the brain a chance to catch up with the mouth. Okay, so just a few things in the ebook that you can get for free. I go into deeper detail. Next is, believe it or not, is restorative sleep. When we don't get sleep, we make poor choices. And food is a big one, right? Because I don't know about you, but if I'm up late, I get hunger. Like, and I'm not really hungry, but I think I'm hungry because I'm tired. And I know there's probably, I think about medical school. I'm sure there are many medical students who gain more than 15 pounds. They call it the freshman 15 in college. It's probably the medical school 30 or something because it's high stress. You're very sleep deprived. And, many times they're married with children or families. Yeah, it can be overwhelming. So if you ever find yourself exhausted and not sleeping well, you're more likely to set yourself up for poor eating habits. So, what are some of the things we could do there? One of my big things is just getting into bed at a regular hour, right? So, if you can keep your sleep schedule even during the day and on the weekends, during the day, it's one of those days, guys. During the week, how about that? And the weekend, what you're going to find is that you are going to get better sleep quality. Because I know if I go to bed late, like I fell for Netflix. I know I have a rule not to watch any Netflix series, but it just looks so fascinating. So I watched this dumb Netflix series. I got to like episode 7. It was midnight, like on Saturday night. And I was so tired the next day because my brain goes, it's 6:30. Wake up. It doesn't matter if you went to bed at midnight or 9 o'clock. You're going to get up. Well, again, that just messed me up for the rest of the day. Ugh, Netflix. But anyway, so I leave that to you. Think about how you can get a regular bedtime schedule and routine. Why is there some routine that you can do? Is it a bath? Is it reading? Is it listening to music? Is it just some kind of wind down meditation? Something there. And again, I go into deeper detail into the free ebook with the link below. Next is consistent exercise, guys. I can't tell you, the more exercise I do, well, to a point, the better I sleep. And I think that's been, I have patients say that too. One, it helps with, one, you're just using up energy, right? And so you will sleep better. But two, it really does help, your metabolic health, right? Your blood sugars improve, which in and of itself will also help you get better sleep. So thinking about exercise and movement is so important. And there's some really interesting research hitting around 10,000 steps a day. I know it started as a marketing ploy, the whole 10,000 steps a day, but that's a great place to start moving towards. If you're not there yet, you don't have to be there tomorrow, but just getting started, just as simply as trying to get as many steps in a day as you can, and then maybe increasing that by, 5% or 10% week on week. Again, I go into deeper detail into the free ebook at the link below. Next is going to be positive self-talk. I love positive self-talk. I love telling you positive stuff because I want you to talk to yourself positive, but it is absolutely life-changing. There is a book, What to Say When You Speak to Yourself, by Dr. Shad Helmstetter. I have interviewed him. Check it out. It's on the podcast and the YouTube. It's an absolute game changer. Okay, so Dr. Shad started doing this really cool story. Let me tell you his story, how he discovered positive self-talk and how it helped him lose weight. So when he was a linguist by training and a psychologist, and so he had some really interesting, diverse interests, right? So he was thinking about how we speak to ourselves is like a program. It's a language. It's this chatter that we have in our head. He's like, what if we change the quality of the chatter? How can we do that, right? Instead of this negative self-talk, how can we incorporate positive self-talk? So he started experimenting. So he recorded these positive statements. They're I am statements. You've heard me talk about that before. The statement I am is so powerful. He goes, I am healthy. I eat foods that will make me feel well. I eat foods that nourish my body. So he created this really interesting array of positive self-talk things. And he recorded, this is back in the day, he had to have recording. He said he then played it in the background for 10 to 15 minutes every single morning and did not engage with it at all. Otherwise, he goes, I had about, I think he said close to 50 pounds he needed to lose. Over the course of 10 weeks, he lost that 50 pounds. Not by changing, counting calories, which obviously, though, the self-talk made him change his habits, right? But just by listening to this in the background, it's not even like learning a new language, right? Where you have to concentrate on the verbs and the adjectives and whatever else comes along with the grammar. But what was really insightful is his wife, who would get ready with him, also lost 25 pounds in those 10 weeks. So positive self-talk is absolutely critical for long-term weight loss and sustainability. So what are a few of the tricks here? One, I think there's some real practical things you can do is really just become aware of your internal dialogue, right? So particularly in the moments of stress, because stress is oftentimes will trigger emotional eating. Next is reframing, kind of reframing the negative thoughts into positive ones. And I go into deeper detail in the ebook. Like I could literally talk for you guys for an hour just on what I put in the ebook. And it also speaks to, I also have a discount if you want to join the psychology of weight loss in that ebook, by the way. So anyway, check it out. I go into deeper dive into the positive self-talk. It's a game changer. It has helped me. It has helped my patients. So many people. Next and final is really community support. So if you don't have someone in your life that you can really hang on to and lean on those times that you're really struggling, or just ask questions and get an honest and caring answer without judgment, start looking for that. I have a free Facebook group on Facebook. It's called the Dr. Lori Marbish group. Feel free to go in there. I go live there just like I do on YouTube here. I'm going live there now. Join there, incorporate the buddy, or get someone in your life personally, maybe a family member or a colleague or a good friend. Maybe there's a group, not only online, but is somewhere else in your neighborhood, or the YMCA might have groups, all sorts of stuff. Of course, I think the other piece is when you speak to someone and you ask them to be your accountability partner and your support, really just kind of set some, expectations and guidelines as far as like, hey, I'm on this journey of health. I'm going to be working on eating better and moving more. And I would love for you to come along on this journey. And this is how I need help. How can you help me? And then maybe you can reciprocate, because that bond and that mutual respect and helping one another will continue to grow and foster a really amazing relationship, and create more resilience in yourself as well. So again, we also have, with the psychology of weight loss that I'm doing, a free community that we meet monthly. Once you engage with the course, you can come every single month for free as long as you need it. And I will be coaching right along, answering questions and going from there. So again, the link to the free ebook is somewhere. It's definitely down below in the copy in the YouTube. It should be in the Facebook group, and I will put it on Instagram. I will put it in the little caption I have to update after we're going live. So, okay, guys, I hope you found that helpful. What are the 5 secrets, or not so secret, of how this is what I found that patients engage in that really maintain weight loss? Mindful eating, getting the mindset right before you start, mindful eating, restorative sleep, a consistent exercise routine, positive self-talk, and community support. We all understand those are important things, but I just really wanted to highlight that is the common thread that I see in my folks who not only are successful with the weight loss, but they sustain the weight loss, right? They're not injecting drugs. They're not doing other things. They're just engaging their mind differently. It doesn't mean that you can't use drugs or something to help you. I mean, prescribed medications to help with weight loss if you need that. I'm all for utilizing all tools to move you in the right direction, and then weaning off those medications if need be and at the appropriate time. So everyone's different. Everyone has an individual journey. And like always, I want to say thank you so much for being here and spending time with me today, because the time, I understand, is the one thing you cannot get back. And again, just know that I am sending you love, joy, peace, and happiness, and all things abundant and healing today. And again, because we need more of that in this world. And please pass it forward. If you think this video might help someone, please subscribe and share it with your friend or family. Feel free to join my free email newsletter. I send out emails once a week with tidbits and ideas and support and a free recipe. I get decent feedback on my recipes, so If you try one, you don't like it, you can keep that comment to yourself. I'm just kidding. Feel free to send it back to me. But anyway, thank you guys for being here today. So appreciate you, and have a good rest of your day.